Hey everybody, it's Pete. Good morning. Welcome to an episode of today's best stock picks. It is a new month, thankfully. Monday and Tuesday, waiting to get the election results done, the uncertainty out of the market. Once that uncertainty gets out of the way, we can actually most likely have a direction, which would be obvious trading, which is anything but what we had into October. If you're a regular subscriber and viewer of the channel, I literally said at the end of September, with the monster move to the upside in August, the big move to the downside in September, that October was going to most likely be a choppy inside month, which means that no new highs or lows were made for the most part in the indices. And that's exactly what we got. But the more important part was the last part, the context of what I said, which was how does that translate into trading? That's the most important part. And again, that's kind of what separates a chart reader from a tape reader. A tape reader puts the pieces together. Let me put on my fancy light. The chart reader is looking for patterns. The tape reader is, what does that mean for a trade? How do I manage the trade? How do I manage different positions? So that meant that October, for the most part, there were definitely stock specific ideas that we were able to trade profitably. But for the most part, that meant that trading was going to be a little choppier. The obvious price action was just not going to be there for the most part. So how does that translate? That translates into October, as we said, and we were saying it every day, which a lot of people didn't want to hear, is it was capital preservation mode. It was smaller share size, quicker profits, looking for opportunities where you can get paid, get out of the month without too much harm, hopefully with a profitable month, which, by the way, that's reality. Every day is not let's get in there and hammer it, let's get in there and hammer it. You really want to be a good trader. You want to be a swing trader who takes money out of the market every 3 to 5 days or 5 to 10 days in that window. Or if you're a day trader and you're in there actively, the reality is some days are awesome and some days, weeks, and months are a little more challenging. And if you come out of that okay, if you come out of that recognizing it when it gets obvious, and hopefully that's going to happen after the election, then you're getting net profitable as opposed to being down here and you have to make it all back just to get even. Now you're kind of up here still a little bit. You didn't throw that money away. And then when the market gets obvious again, your account starts to grow with consistency. So I'm giving you kind of like a reality in trading lesson, because that's really what it's like. And it was an expensive lesson that I didn't understand when I first started trading, because I just thought I'm a trader. I have to trade every day. And for the most part, that's true. You do and should look for trading ideas every day, but how you trade, how aggressively you trade, how you book your profits, how you get into those trades, that's what really separates somebody from who gets paid every month from somebody who is frustrated, feels like they know everything but can't make a dime. It's those little things that make a difference. By the way, if you want to do this with me in real time, you want to trade together for the next 30 days, click down and find out about the boot camp. We've just, based on the most recent price action, what's going on in the market, we've just upgraded what we've put into the program by a massive, massive amount. So click down and learn about that today. I think you'll really be interested in it. So the stock futures right now, we're actually exploding to the upside as we get closer to getting clarity on what's going on with the election. Obviously, it's still tomorrow night, but the market likes clarity. We're up big right now, despite the new global lockdowns. So we're going to see some buying today. So what we're going to focus on today are stocks that showed relative strength last weekend, specifically on Friday. And we're going to take a look at, see which ones have room to go. The other trades, the back half of the trades we're going to look at today are trades that have solid bullish order flow, but showed a little bit of profit taking. We're going to look for new opportunities into those stocks to start that bullish order flow all over again after the profit taking. So we're going to head over to the charts. We're going to take a look at the futures, and we're going to just put some context on where we are. So here is last week, and here is where we are. You can see from 3 o'clock this morning, the futures are climbing and climbing steadily. We are now up 47 points, which is a giant move in the futures right now. So what I want to point out is one of our favorite patterns of how you can look to get involved in a stock early prior to this gap, because you're going to have a lot of people complaining this today. Oh, I missed a gap. I missed a gap. I missed a gap. And now all the profits out of the trade. So I want to point out a stock that we've been watching for a while now, and that is FSLR. FSLR traded into what we call a bullish U-turn, and it's really pretty simple, but it's powerful, really powerful, where this day here on Friday traded below the previous day, reversed, closed above the previous low, and closed above the open. So both of those were positive. Now, again, I didn't say closed above the previous close. I said closed above the previous low and closed above the open, which is what made it a green candle. So because it met that criteria and it met some certain moving average criteria that we use in the boot camp, it would have been a buy on the close, despite the market trading weak, right? So, and here you go, it's up $2.50, almost 3% heading into the day. So this is one of the stocks that you could have been long on Friday at the close and be sitting on this nice opportunity this morning because you spotted a bullish U-turn. The stock of the day that we're going to take a look at today continue to look trading. 2 weeks ago, there was the price target raised to 40. NIO actually had good news this morning. You can see here, doubles vehicle delivery in October. And right now the stock is trading up 7%, up $2.15. What's exciting about this stock is that it has explosions and then gives you plenty of time to get involved. Today is another explosion. You're going to end up opening up just above this level, which not the ideal stop loss, but if I was looking to be long, it would be above this level with the stop loss over here. You don't need to risk all the way down to 28. We're just continuing to move it up. Keep in mind that $40 target. Pins is another one. Pinterest is a little bit of a slower mover, but earnings came out, gapped up, pulled back. This is one of those stocks we're talking about that the bullish order flow is obvious, pulled back. Now it's giving us an opportunity. I am actually looking to buy what we know as an opening range breakout in the stock, with Friday's low being the stop loss. Again, we're focusing on stocks with relative strength for the most part. EXAS, again, zoom out a little bit. You can see the profit potential on this trade. Right here, this 120 level is where there was resistance. So we're looking now at 144, also trading into a bullish U-turn yesterday. HOG is an interesting one. We still like this stock. It's now 3 days within this bullish gap. And my friend John Williams has a super secret signal that he calls this, where it's still inside that bullish gap. So we are actually looking for it to retest the $32 level, find support, and then look for a spot to bid. I'm not looking to short it. I don't care how it pulls back. I'm looking for follow through in the direction. Now, here's the thing. If it continues to trade down, if the pandemic news continues to be the spotlight and the stock does not find buying, that's fine. We have the game plan outlined. If it doesn't follow through, you let it go. It's that simple. If you're struggling with your trading, if you're stressed out with your trading, put a game plan together for the day, the week, and the month, and just follow it. If it trades stocks that follow through, great, go trade them. Stocks that don't, leave them alone. Don't stress it out. Another one, Discover Financial, really good relative strength here. And the fact that the stock went well bid on Friday, so now we have higher highs, higher lows, closing near the highs. We're looking for it to punch through the $70 level with some conviction, and you can see why right there. There is room to go. 76 and then 85 are the next levels. CIT continues to show some good relative strength. We had a nice bull flag pullback, well bid. Baidu, sticking with the context of a stock that traded positively on Friday. Now, this is a little bit of a conundrum here, because we need to see it go well bid through this resistance level, which is 134, which is going to open there. But it's not a trade for today. It's a trade for tomorrow if the stock goes well bid, higher highs, higher lows, and closes near the highs and closes above 134. All of that has to be in place before we look to bid. And yes, why? Because it failed up here last time, failed up here last time. We want to see it well bid, hold above that level, and then we'll look to initiate the first piece. Some strong stocks that pulled back. We are looking at SFIX to retest 34, somewhere in that area, looking for a bid to make new all-time highs, not to retest that one, but to make new highs. And you can zoom out here and, excuse me, not all-time highs, new breakout highs. You can see 32 is the first breakout. 52 is the next level, going back to 2018. So what we're looking for here today is to initiate a new trade. We might even get a lower opening. I know this is where it's pegged right now, but we might get a lower opening and then look for a bullish U-turn to bid into the stock. Snap, very similar to that. Snap had a really good bullish run and now has paused for a few days. What I really like about Snap today is that it actually paused for 2 days, a little bit of profit taking, holding this bullish gap, also looking for a punch through to the higher. And Match.com as well. What's interesting here about Match is we set this up. Remember what I just said about being well bid and staying there? This was the first day of the breakout. So the next day we would be looking for it to go well bid. It did not go well bid. We actually went well offered. Then we actually went well bid, but did not close on the highs. Then we went well offered again. So again, price action is really simple once you understand what to look at. Now, what are we looking for? Well, we're looking for this here. If we get that, we'll be looking to buy on the open tomorrow. If we go well bid, meaning higher highs, higher lows, and closing strong. If it doesn't, we'll let it go. But you can see the levels that matches at, so we've got plenty of room to go. So that's why it's worth it. Sometimes the trades set up the same day. Sometimes they need to go into your journal, into your watch list, and you say, if this happens, then I'm getting involved. If that doesn't happen, I'm just going to let it go. Again, that's what separates somebody from a chart reader, from somebody who actually gets paid. You need to put the pieces together. You need to build an argument. It's not just I want to be long. I want to be long because there's room to go, because I'm not chasing it. All of those things go into the equation. And when you really start to fine tune that stuff, that's where trading becomes easier, simpler, and quite honestly, a lot more fun because you're not stressed out of your mind. It's just a matter of learning how to put those pieces together. So that's today's list. We're only looking at relative strength today. The market's up big. We're going to see if it holds the gap. I don't know if it's actually going to be a gap in the SPY today. Let me take a look. It'll probably just be a higher opening, maybe not so much a gap. Let's see. So the big thing today is, does it make higher highs? Does it make higher lows, which looks like we're going to do that if it holds? And does it close near the high? If it does, that could be pretty exciting for once the election's over and we start to make another bullish run. So here's all the if-then scenarios. If this happens, then we're doing this. If it doesn't, we step back. If it does, we get in there and we trade with confidence. If you have any questions, let me know. Click down below. I'd love to hear from you. Definitely subscribe to the channel. That would mean a lot to me. Look at the boot camp. We've added so much new value in there. I think that you're really going to see how the investment pays for itself. So click down and check out that link as well too. Have a great day, everyone.